Today we're going to show you some of the best bases from the recent Snapdragon Pro Series event, including the bases that helped Navi get the victory. We're going to start here with Klaus's base. Sem from Supersonic coming in on Klaus. This is the first hit of the war, and that's so important because generally the first hit you will see in a war is by the attacker that is most sure of their plan. Generally the bases that get kept till last, the attacker is more likely, not always, but more likely to have struggled for a plan on it. But first hitter of the war here, and if you can get a defense, that is huge. Now you'll notice this is hard mode here, so yes, the defense does get a little bit of a boost, but that shouldn't take away from how hard it is to stop these pro players from getting 3 stars. The fireball comes in here, doesn't get amazing defensive value, but does take down the defensive queen. And have a look at this here. So the obvious entry onto this base after this fireball is straight into this scattershot compartment. Why is that? Well, you can take down the town hall without sitting inside the town hall poison because the super witches and the queen will reach over the walls. So that's why the queen's likely coming in on the push here, because you generally see the queen on the outside with super witches. But have a look at this. The funnel is so hard to set. A lot of trash buildings, but also the monolith protecting all of them. And look at this. The super witches not even going into the monolith here. They continue to go on the outside of the base. Despite the fact there was a siege barracks up there, not enough to stop this attack from going horribly wrong. I mean, this entry could not have gone any worse. And this is why, in case you're all wondering, you use the queen on the outside of the base generally with this super witch attack, because she does an excellent job funneling for the super witches. Now, Sem does a good job here to get the town hall down, but there's not really much you can do to save the hit at this point. Unfortunately, he uses the jump spell and the earthquake boots together, which is never ideal, but didn't really cost the triple here. This was all about running a base like this. You are aware that smash attacks, they're not going to go into the town hall compartment. They want to go into the compartment next to it where they can still access the town hall to avoid the poison, and the base was set up perfectly to stop this entry because, you know, super witches probably the hardest thing to stop, not just in hard mode at the moment, but the regular mode of the game as well. Still very strong even after the druid nerf, seeing lots of healers being used, and even a couple of druids I think were coming in with this attack strategy as well. Sem does a good job to get reasonably close here, but the eagle is so far on the back end of the base, and it has done so much work to make this attack not really get through. So really nice base here from Dima. Gonna get the defense on the first hit in the war, and this defense, I think, was enough for Navi to get the win. Here is the second base of Dim. As you can see, Mech from Millicent MG coming in here with Root Rider Spam. Now, Root Rider Spam has gotten a lot of nerfs over the year, but it's still quite strong in hard mode. Even with the equipment nerfs, still a good army to use in these hard mode pro wars. So let's see how the base is going to defend here. So yet again, this is Gaku is running this base, but it is built by Dimmer. So we've got the Root Riders coming in on the bottom, not doing a lot of damage at this point in time, but we've got the Warden ability, and they're going to go in and, I mean, this is what Root Riders are good at, right? Opening up the whole base and doing some damage in the core. The King got some really nice value, honestly, went into the jump spell. I can't locate the Queen. Oh, there she is at the very bottom, and the Royal Champion's helping out with the Root Riders, and honestly, so far, this looks pretty standard. It's not like the last attack where there was a pretty fatal error at the start of the attack that shaped the outcome of the battle. This battle is very much still teetering on the edge here, and generally, when it's teetering on the edge, advantage to the attacker at Town Hall 16. But you'll notice the Royal Champion is quite low. She's lost a lot of her health, and more importantly, she has lost that Fox. And have a look here. So much damage comes onto the troops all at once. And what you never want to do with the Royal Champion is use that hog puppet on the Town Hall, because look at this. Particularly in hard mode, when those hogs are such low level, the Town Hall completely wrecks them. We've still got a few troops on the top side, the super minions and the Queen, but the King is doing a fantastic job at stopping them. Not just the best air defense in the game, but also the best ground defense in the game. The Queen is trying her best, and this is going to get close, but not quite enough. It's just not enough of the base had been taken down before the overgrowth ended. And look at this. Big defense here for Gaku and for Dimmer, and more importantly, for Navi's hopes of winning. Now we're going to transition to a base that isn't built by Dima. This is built by Adnan, building it for the Dizzy Esports team, and you can see Pikachu here. Pikachu, who is part of the Blueprint team. We've shown his bases, but also attacks on the channel before. Very good at both of them. Coming here with a, well, it's a fireball. And oh my word, that's so many invis spells. But look, messed up one invis, misses the wizard tower, and yes, that does eventually go to the cannon, and it looks bad, but he couldn't get the fireball anyway. Just too many defenses. I assume he was trying to get the fireball onto the town hall to get rid of all of that, or maybe even further. I couldn't really tell. There was so many invis down, but I mean, you can see that it's a good start there. Clearly, a lot of bases are trying to make it as difficult as possible to get the fireballs into the core, because a lot of bases have these rage towers in the center, because even with all the nerfs that come with hard mode, your base has still got to output a lot of damage to get a defense. And the best way to get a 3-star is to take out all that damage from range. So if you've got a base that can negate that as best as possible, as you saw here, then you can force attackers into mistakes, or you can make it more likely for them to make a mistake, is a better way of putting it. Pikachu is still giving this a red hot go here though, and I respect that. Look at this. Nice queen charge in the core. The warden's up, so we'll be getting the passive rage, although he is using a rage spell of his own at this point. And it's just about keeping the queen alive as long as possible. Trying his best, but without the frozen arrow, it is really hard to queen charge. I assume he's got the healer puppet and the mirror clone here. The monolith is bearing down. Oh, clutch queen. Damn, that is a clutch queen. He's giving this a red hot go at this point. Honestly, I know Pikachu, I know this is meant to be about Adnan, and he's clearly built an amazing base, so well done here. But Pikachu's given this a red hot go despite not starting the attack amazingly. This does get a little bit close in the end. Nice skeleton traps though. Look at all these RC spears that'll be wasted. There was 4 spears there. That would have finished off the Expo and the Tesla. Still not enough for a 3-star, but look at that big defense there. Nice base here for Adnan, helping out. And this was also the first defense of the war for Dizzy here. So you know that Pikachu was pretty confident in his plan to hit first, and he still didn't get the 3-star. And we're going to finish off the video with one more Dimmer base. This time Stars is going to be getting the defense against a Super Archer clone Lalo attack. This is an army you don't see a whole lot of. Hopefully we can remove that hero equipment there so we can see the blimp. Yep, blimp comes in. Now, does pop the blimp right here because there's not really a lot of room for traps, but unfortunately Rami does clone a couple of lava pups here, so I think missing out on a few super archers. An interesting spot to pop it, because unfortunately not going to quite be able to reach the monolith through the multi-inferno there, and the scanner shot doesn't quite go down either. Still solid value, but look at these archers being a pest, and that's something I want to talk about, because down below in the comments we'll have the base link and the CC used with it as recommended by Dimmer, and Dimmer for this base has recommended 2 ice golems, 3 headhunters, and 2 goblins. But we can clearly see this base has a whole lot of archers. In fact, I can tell you this base has 26 archers and 2 witches in the CC, which is clearly not 2 ice golems. This is something I want to talk to you about. Change your CC dependent on your opponent. Now, if you're in like, you know, 35v or 50v wars, obviously it's not really, you can't really do that, so run the CC Dimmer recommends. But if you're in smaller wars, or if you know what the attackers are going to use in the majority of your attacks, change up the CC. So you can see here, Dimmer probably knew that Supersonic use a couple of attacks that are susceptible to witches, and this is definitely one of them. It saved that scatter shot from the Super Archer clone thanks to all those archers, and then the witches made the CC a little bit awkward as well because there's no poison spell in this army. So really nice there from Dimmer, and that does end up netting them a 1-star defense, which is huge. Now, did it affect the outcome of this war? No, they were already going to win this war without this 1-star, but I'm not going to complain about getting a 1-star defense if I'm in war. Dimmer obviously working his butt off to get these defenses and absolutely earning his money here. And that's it for the video. So we've showed you, was that 4 different replays, 4 different bases that defended in the Snapdragon Pro series. I recommend you use them. Can they work in Legends League? Yes, but they are mainly built for war. Keep that in mind, but definitely worth a go in Legends League if you've got no other base, because keep in mind, these will likely be fresh bases. No one else is going to see it in Legends League until we've all copied it from down below. If you enjoyed this comment, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll link to you on the left the video we did earlier today showing Navi get a perfect war in the grand finals of this tournament and talk about why they are so unbeatable with their attack strategies.